half-term holidaymakers were yesterday dealt another blow as France banned travelers from entering if they were double-jabbed 9 months ago or more. It means Britons wanting to go skiing or on city breaks to Paris for the half-term break will have to get a booster if they received their second dose any earlier than May last year. It comes as Spain is set to reject EU plans to accept COVID recovery certificates for UK arrivals that would have made it easier to enter the country. Without a recent jab, France will effectively treat travelers as though unvaccinated and can only enter with a compelling reason. This could be on compassionate grounds, such as visiting a dying relative, but not for holidays. Eurostar Services warned customers of the move yesterday with immediate effect, writing, "If you had your full vaccine course 9 months ago or more and you haven't had a COVID-19 vaccine booster, you must follow the rules for unvaccinated passengers to enter France." Britain has not yet set a time limit on when second jabs expire for travel purposes. But needing a booster to enjoy test-free UK returns could come into force at the end of this month. Travel tests are being dropped for the fully vaccinated, which currently means 2 jabs, on February 11. Holidays to Spain are also under threat, with the country set to reject EU plans for unvaccinated people or those with only 1 dose would have been allowed to travel provided they recovered from COVID within the past 180 days. Authorities Madrid are shaping up to reject the rule, meaning anyone over the age of 12 who has not been fully jabbed will be banned from crossing the border. The rule will hit children the hardest because the NHS only began offering second jabs to over 12s in late December. Children who were infected with COVID after their first jab are also forced to wait 12 weeks before getting a second. Advertisement. They must then wait another 2 weeks after the second jab for it to be valid for travel, meaning some may not be able to get vaccinated in time for the holidays, which begin in a little under 2 weeks. From tomorrow, children will be able to use the NHS app to display their vaccination and infection history. Spanish tourists officials are also set to reject plans to allow recovery certificates for adults, according to The Times. It means adults will also have to show proof of full vaccination to cross the border. If their last dose was given more than 270 days prior to travel, then they must provide evidence of a booster shot. The rules will have less impact on adults, however, because they have been eligible for booster vaccinations for months. Around 55% of the UK's total population have got booster shots. News that Spain is continuing with its strict border rules will come as a blow to the travel industry, which has suffered through 2 years of outright bans and shifting restrictions in an attempt to slow the spread of COVID. Spain is one of the most popular destinations for holidaying Britons, with tourists spending billions each year on trips in pre-pandemic times. The Spanish Tourist Office in the UK said, Spain is in discussions with the EU and its partners about a possible review of the entry requirements for tourists from third countries with a view to making the current measures more flexible. The situation could change in the near future. In signs that the global recovery from COVID is far from over, two of London's main budget airlines revealed Wednesday that the number of passengers they carried dropped in January. Even when compared to Omicron hit December, the airline said that they lost 2.7 million passengers between them. Ryanair was the worst hit in January when compared to the month before. The number of passengers that it carried dropped 26%, from 9.5 million to just 7 million. Meanwhile, Wizz Air saw its passenger figures dip 9% to 2.4 million. The data casts new light on the challenging situation faced by airlines. Governments put restrictions on international travel early on in a bid to slow the spread of the virus across borders. But investors are now hoping that the airlines can move beyond COVID. The share price of both companies has recovered and is now trading at around, or above, its pre-pandemic level. It is a different story at rival IAG, which owns British Airways. Investors are clearly worried about the firm, and its shares price is nearly two-thirds lower than before the pandemic. Wednesday's figures have something to cheer for both budget airlines. Wizz Air showed that it had more than quadrupled the number of passengers it carried compared to January 2021, but it is still lagging behind its figures from a year before that. Ryanair showed an even larger jump, increasing its passenger numbers more than fivefold. It flew 46,000 flights in January, and its planes were 79% full. Wizz Air's so-called load factor was 79.6%.